Overall, we're really happy with the progress we've made from spring. I think in the practices that we've had, we went to yesterday, really good effort and really good competition, which is what we're striving for at every position, but also offense versus defense, a kicking game versus a kicking game, all those things. We've come out and competed hard. Now, we are not as far as being a good football team yet, but the way they've come to work every day and what they've done, I think the identity of this team is still one that we're developing and trying to develop. I think the team has vested themselves in a lot of ways in each other in what we're trying to get done. This next week is a grind and should be, because you got some double-day practices in there. We'll scrimmage sometime during that week, trying to get reps, trying to see what matches we like as an offense and defense, really looking in the situational football standpoint of it, how we match up and how we will match up during the course of the year. But excited about where we're at, knowing that we've got a lot of hard work that we've got to put into it, staff-wise, player-wise, trainer-wise, manager-wise, everybody that's involved. So from that standpoint, there's a lot of positives. From the standpoint of where we want to be, we're not near that yet. Thank you.
If you guys have questions, remember we got a mic.
Coach, right up here. Can you talk a little anything about anything particular, any injuries that have happened and occurred that is of interest?
You know, there's some guys who are beat up a little bit. Delonte Hollowell, he's got a cast on his hand. As far as anything real major, besides a couple guys we held out, Andre Pipkins in 2-a-day days, we try and not overwork him. You know, we're doing a lot with some of the GPS tracking that we're into, and I think, you know, the first time around doing all that stuff, you're trying to get some baselines and some data and all that thing, and I think that's helping us in how we go out to practice.
And one last question is, what can you tell me about your thought process through the kicking game this year, the special teams particularly, yeah. I guess, because you're going to be seeing a few new faces in the whole lot in general.
Right.
So what can you tell me, you know, from long snapper to holder to PK, whatever?
Yeah, you know, Matt Weil, you know, has done a nice job in his career so far with the kicking part of it. Will Hagerup, it's great to have Will back. You know, he's had a good camp so far. Punting. Kenny Allen is a young man who's walked on here, who works really hard and is developing in a little bit of the kickoffs, and also he's a very good punter. Snapper, Scott Sanuski and Danny Leisman are two guys that are really competing there. Scott we brought in a year ago. We were able to redshirt him, but losing Jared Blanda, you know, that's a big loss, but Scott's done a nice job in that part of it. When you look at the return game, there's a lot of different guys, you know, that we're looking at. Northfleet has really taken most of them, but a guy like Freddie Canteen, a guy like Jabril Pepper, some of those guys have a skill set that we think is pretty good. And the other part of that, having Drake Johnson back is a real plus.
Good.
Hey, Coach. I'm just curious to know, how is the development of your young wide receivers group going and the transition into a new offensive system?
I think the young wide receivers, you know, I think they're learning every day. I think the way they've come out and worked, I think the pressure and the stress that we put on them and how we practice, you know, as a whole team. But for those guys, when you're talking about formationally getting lined up in the different personnel groups, you know, and if depending on what the quarterback sees and what he's pointing and all that, I think they're learning a lot there. I think, you know, if you with Devin and JU, Amara coming back is a real plus for us. He's had a good camp so far. Again, it's not like we're in 3 weeks of it, but he's done a nice job. Freddie Canteen, I think all those guys, both Deaver, DeMario Jones, all of them have improved. So from that standpoint, and they fit what we're doing, we've recruited them to fit what we want to do offensively.